So, good evening to all. So, this is our fourth session on subject fluid mechanics. So, already in last lecture we have started with what the fluid statics. So, in fluid statics we have learned about the basics. That is what the Pascal's law we have seen, as well as we have seen the pressure variation in a fluid. So in that we have seen the pressure is varying only along the y direction. There is no variation of pressure is taking place along the x-axis, along the z-axis. So only variation of the pressure is taking place along the y-axis. That is what in vertical direction, and that is due to what the weight density. After that, already we have seen that how much is the pressure, how much pressure is acting at a point, and the pressure acting at a point is what P equals to rho gh. As well, we have learned about the Pascal's law. So according to the Pascal's law, the intensity of pressure at a point in a static fluid is the same in all direction. So that's also we have completed. As well we have seen the datums which are used for the pressure measurement. So two datums we have to use for the pressure measurement. That is, one is absolute zero pressure or complete vacuum, and the second datum which we can use to measure the pressure is what? The atmospheric pressure. So the pressure which is measured with reference to absolute zero pressure is known as absolute pressure. Whether the measured pressure is greater than the atmospheric pressure or less than the atmospheric pressure. So that kind of pressure is known as what? The absolute pressure, which is measured with reference to absolute zero pressure. So that we have already studied in last session we have completed. As well as we have seen that is what, whenever we measure the pressure at a particular point with reference to atmospheric pressure, so that pressure, if that pressure is greater than atmospheric pressure and measured with reference to atmospheric pressure, so that is known as what? Positive gauge pressure. And if the measured pressure is less than atmospheric pressure and measured with reference to the atmospheric pressure, so that kind of pressure is known as what? Negative gauge pressure or vacuum pressure. Correct. So that is all about what the pressure measurement. So today we will go for what? The next topic. So that is what? The hydrostatic forces on the surfaces. So we will go for the hydrostatic forces on surfaces. Hydrostatic forces on surfaces. Correct. So what is hydrostatic forces? So that is what? The force due to pressure of a fluid at rest. So whenever any surface comes in contact with the static fluid, so whatever the pressure force acting on that surface, so that is nothing but what? Hydrostatic forces. So here we want to find out the hydrostatic forces. So whenever we want to find out the hydrostatic forces, we need to understand two parameters or two terminologies which are very important. That is what? First one is total pressure. Total pressure. So what is total pressure? So when static mass of the fluid, when static mass of the fluid comes in contact with, comes in contact with surface either planar or curved. Surface either planar or curve, The force exerted by the static fluid on the surface is known as total pressure. The force exerted by the fluid on the surface is known as total pressure. Is known as total pressure. So the term total pressure. So total pressure is what? When static mass of the fluid comes in contact with the surface, either planar or curved surface, the force, the pressure force exerted by the fluid on the surface is known as what? Total pressure. Remember that whenever any surface comes in contact with the fluid, always that fluid or that static fluid exert the pressure force on all the surfaces. Correct? So and that pressure force or that force exerted by the fluid on the surface is known as what? Total pressure. The unit of the total pressure is what? Force. Remember that. This is the term of what? Total pressure. The name is indicates what? The pressure, but it's not a pressure. Remember that this is what? The force. So the unit of this one is what? Newton. Getting my point? So force exerted by the static fluid on the surface which comes in contact with the static mass of the fluid is known as what? Total pressure. So total pressure is a force and unit of the total pressure is what? Newton. And the next term is what? Second term is what? Center of pressure. Center of pressure. So obviously center of pressure is what? The point of application of total pressure is known as center of pressure. The point at which this total, obviously this total pressure is what? Force, and force is acting at particular point. The point at which total pressure is acting is known as center of pressure. So I can write down here the point of application of the point of application of total pressure is known as center of pressure. Correct. So the point at which this total pressure is acting on the surface, that point is known as what? Center of pressure. As we know that weight of the body is acting at what? Center of gravity or centroid of the surface. Correct. So that point is what? Centroid or center of gravity. So in this case, the point at which total pressure is acting is known as what? Center of pressure. Correct. So yesterday already or in last session already I have explained you that if suppose the surface is like this one and it is immersed in the fluid. Correct. So this is what this surface comes in contact with what? The static mass of the fluid. So in that case, what happens? So already in last session, I have explained you that the pressure at a point is what? P equals to rho GH. Correct? So suppose this is the free surface of the liquid. So here, whatever the pressure acting is low, and slowly as we move in downward direction, the pressure starts to increases. Correct? Yes. So this is what? This is the pressure variation or pressure force variation. Correct. And suppose somewhere here CG is there. So I will represent it as what? G. Correct. And when we want to take the center of pressure of all these center pressure forces, so you will find the center of pressure somewhere here. That is what? CP. So remember that center of pressure is below center of gravity. Correct. So why this is below the center of pressure? Because the pressure acting at a point is measured by P equals to rho GH. So as the height increases, the pressure increases. So at this point, the pressure is suppose this one. So slowly pressure increases, 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 and here you will find at the bottom you will find the more pressure. So obviously the center of this one you will find somewhere below the center of gravity. If suppose this pressure is uniform, if suppose this is the plate, the same plate. Again, it is some it is submerged in the fluid, correct? And suppose the forces, the pressure is acting at all point is the same. At that time, CG and center of pressure will be same. But in this case, it does not happen. Why? Because we have already seen that is what that is what P equals to rho J. So as H increases, the pressure is also increases, and at the bottom you will find the more pressure it starts to increase. So obviously the center of this one, because we know that center of pressure is what the point of application of total pressure. So obviously whatever the pressure force is acting here, if I want to take the center of this one, so obviously I will get the center of pressure below the center of gravity. Correct. So that is what the center of pressure. Clear? Yes. Is it clear till now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So next point is what the center of pressure, hydrostatic forces on horizontal surface. So we have to learn here three cases. So that is what first one is what hydrostatic forces on horizontal surface, hydrostatic forces on vertical surface, and hydrostatic forces on inclined surface. So first we will go for what hydrostatic forces on horizontal surface. So hydrostatic force on horizontal surface. Correct. Yes. So suppose this is the free surface of the liquid, and somewhere here the horizontal surface, I am showing this surface is like this one. Suppose the horizontal surface is there, which is in contact with what? This is static fluid. And somewhere here, suppose CG is there. So the distance of this CG from the free surface of the liquid is suppose X bar. Correct? Yes. So remember that the total pressure. So total pressure is nothing but what? Force. Correct. So that is the force. So total pressure acting on this surface. This is nothing but what? Force. It is represented by force F. On this surface, this one is horizontal surface, will be what? Rho G X bar. Correct? Into A. So rho g is what? What is rho g? Rho g is weight density, that is Newton per meter cube. So rho g is Newton per meter cube, and into volume. So how much volume is there on this surface? So area of this surface into this vertical distance. Correct. So that is the volume of that liquid on this surface, or the volume of the fluid on this surface. What we want to find out how much force is acting on this surface. So this force, whatever the force is acting on this surface or on the horizontal surface, this is due to what? This is due to the weight density or the weight of these fluid particles. Correct. So due to the weight of these fluid particles, the weight, finally the weight is acting on the entire surface. So how to find out the total force acting on this one? So obviously we have to go with what? Weight density into volume. So weight density, the unit of weight density is Newton per meter cube, into volume is what? Area of this surface into the distance of the surface from the free surface. Correct. So whatever the distance is there from this point, you will find, I will draw these lines. Yes. Yes. So this much. So the dotted line, you can see that in this dotted line, whatever the fluid is there, so that volume of the fluid is nothing but what? A into x bar. So that much amount of total pressure is acting on the surface. That is what rho g a x bar. Remember that what I have taken here. So x bar is what? Distance of CG of that surface or centroid. The better word is what? This is surface plane actually. So we need to take is what? Centroid. Correct. So the centroid of that surface from the free surface of the liquid. Correct. So into volume. So that is what? Meter into meter square. So this one get cancelled. You will find the Newton. So rho G A X bar, that is the total pressure acting on the horizontal surface. Clear? Yes. And obviously, the second thing is what we want, actually, what we are going to do here, hydrostatic force on horizontal surface. So when the horizontal surface comes in contact with the static fluid, so we want to find out the hydrostatic force. We want to find out the hydrostatic force means what? We want to find out the total pressure, that is magnitude of the force. So this is the magnitude of the force. And second thing is what? We want to find out the point of application of this force, where exactly this hydrostatic force or this total pressure is acting on the surface. So obviously, if surface is horizontal, so the center of pressure is the centroid of the plate. If this is plane, if this is plane of the simple surface, so obviously the centroid, the center of pressure is on the centroid of the plate. Correct. So I can write down here center of pressure is on centroid of surface. Correct? Since this is the horizontal surface. Okay. So this is what the hydrostatic forces or the hydrostatic force acting on what? Horizontal surface. So next point is what? Hydrostatic force on what? Next is yes, hydrostatic forces on vertical surface. So next point is
Sir,
what?
x bar is equal to h చేస్తున్నాడు డైరెక్ట్.
Yes, please.
X bar is equal to h చేస్తాను.
Now, obviously, h bar equals to x bar. We can see that. Yes, exactly. Correct. 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 Yes. So, what is the h bar? H bar is what? Distance of center of pressure from the free surface. Correct. And here the center of pressure coincides with the centroid of the surface. So, therefore, x bar equals to h bar. Correct. That is correct. Next one is what? Hydrostatic forces on vertical surface. Hydrostatic forces on vertical surface. Correct. Yes. So we will take any arbitrary shape for the surface. So suppose this is the free surface of the liquid, and below this one, suppose any surface is there of arbitrary shape like this one, correct? And this one kept vertical, correct? Yes. Okay. So here somewhere you will find the centroid of this one, G. I will put it as what G, and below that you will find what? Center of pressure. So obviously this distance is what? X bar. So
X bar.
distance of, yes, correct, na? Yes. And the distance of center of pressure, we will take it as what? H bar. Correct. Now, what we want to find out here, that is what total pressure and this location or the position of center of pressure. So remember that always whenever we want to find out the force, means what? We want to find out magnitude of the force, direction of the force, and third and the important thing is what? Position of that particular force or the point of application of that force. Correct. Here, remember that magnitude we can calculate by using what? Calculating the total pressure or finding out the total pressure. Again, we will find out H bar also. So that is what the point of application of center of pressure. And third thing is what? That is what? Direction. So remember that when it comes in contact with any static fluid, so always the force is acting perpendicular to the surface. So that is the direction of the force. So there is no need to find out the direction of the force. Here in this case, always we try to find out magnitude of the hydrostatic force, that is total pressure, and the point of application of the force, that is what? H bar. When we calculate H bar, obviously we will get the point of application of this total pressure. Correct. So here we have to find out magnitude and point of application of total pressure. There is no need to find out the direction, because whenever surface comes in contact with the static fluid, always the force exerted by the static fluid on the surface is perpendicular to the surface. That's it. Clear? Yes. So here we want to find out what? The total pressure, and second thing is what? The location or position, or we can say that point of application of total pressure. So here in this case, total pressure F equals to, again it is rho g a x bar. So rho is what? Rho is a mass density into acceleration due to gravity. So this is what? Weight density into volume. Volume is what? Area into distance. So A is what? Area of this surface. So this is surface area, and x bar is what? Distance of this centroid from the free surface of the liquid. So that is how you can calculate what? Total pressure for the vertical surface. Correct. So there is no need to go for the derivation. Just try to understand this formula. If you understand this formula, then there is no problem to solve the any numerical. Correct. So next one is what? The center of pressure. Correct. So the location of center of pressure, where exactly the center of pressure is there, where exactly the total pressure is acting on this surface. So that we want to find out, and that we can find out by H bar. So H bar is what? The distance of this center of pressure from the free surface. If I know H bar, that means what? I know about the point of application of the total pressure, where exactly the total pressure is acting. Suppose H bar is 10 meter or 5 meters, suppose. So I can say that from the free surface of the liquid at 5 meter distance, this total pressure is acting on the surface. Correct? Yes. So how we can find out this one? So that is what the formula for this one is what? Ig upon Ax bar plus X bar. Correct? So Ig is what? What is Ig?
Mi.
Anyone?
Moment of
Yes.
inertia.
Moment of
Moment of inertia.
inertia. About what?
Gravity. Center of gravity.
Yes. Moment of inertia. Yes. about the
Center
axis
of gravity.
passing through the, yes, that is the centroid, correct? So here the axis is like this one. So Ig is what? Ig is the moment of inertia of this surface about the axis which is passing through the centroid, correct? Obviously A is the area, surface area of this surface. X bar is the distance of distance from the free surface of the liquid to the centroid of this surface. So if I know Ig, A and X bar, we can calculate what? The position of the center of pressure or the point of application of a total pressure, correct? Here we want to find out the total pressure, means what? Force. So this one gives magnitude and this one gives what? The point of application or the position of the total pressure, or where exactly the total pressure is acting on that surface. So that is by using these two formulae we can find out the total pressure acting on the surface of the hydrostatic forces on the vertical surface. Yes. So this is about what? The hydrostatic forces acting on what? The vertical surface. So next thing is what? The next point is what? The hydrostatic forces acting on inclined surface. Correct. So here, so hydrostatic forces on inclined surface. Correct. Yes. So this is the free surface of the liquid, correct? And here you will find the fluid. So below the surface the fluid is there, and here inclined surface is there. So this is the side view actually, and I will draw here the front view. For I am going to take what? The arbitrary shape, any arbitrary shape, correct? And suppose I will take this angle. Suppose this angle is theta, correct? And suppose this is what? The G, and here somewhere CP. So yes, I will extend this line to the side view, and obviously the distance from the free surface of the liquid to the center of pressure is as usual what? H bar, and the distance of this centroid from the free surface of the liquid is what? X bar, correct? So this is what? This is the case where we want to find out how much is the total pressure acting on this surface, and where exactly this total pressure is acting. So that's we want to find out here. So obviously remember that the total pressure acting on the inclined surface is what? F equals to rho G A X bar. So this is the total pressure, correct? So this is the total pressure exerted by the static fluid on this inclined surface. Now the thing is what about the location of this total pressure, or where exactly the total pressure is acting? And that is nothing but what? We can find out the location by finding out what? The H bar. So H bar will be what? Yes. So in this case, H bar is, that is Ig upon Ax bar plus into sine square theta plus x bar. So here, in last case, that is what hydrostatic forces on vertical surface, the equation is what h bar equals to Ig upon Ax bar plus x bar. But when it is inclined surface, and now if we want to find out this h bar or the location of this total pressure, we want to find out this h bar. In that case, we have to include this term in this formula, that is what sine square theta. Ig upon Ax bar sine square theta plus x bar. Correct. So obviously Ig is what? Ig is the moment of inertia about the axis passing through the centroid. A is the surface area of this surface. X bar is the distance of the centroid of this surface from the free surface of the liquid. And obviously theta, this surface is what? Inclined surface, and it is inclined at an angle theta with respect to what? The free surface of the liquid. So angle of inclined surface or the inclined plate with reference to free surface of the liquid is what? The theta. So Ig upon Ax bar sine square theta plus x bar. By using this formula, we can find out what? The total pressure exerted on this inclined surface. Correct. So what we have seen till now, that is what hydrostatic forces are acting on the horizontal surface. Hydrostatic forces in case of horizontal surface, the total pressure is what? F is equals to rho g Ax bar. Correct. On vertical surface, hydrostatic forces acting on the vertical surface. In that case, total pressure F equals to rho g Ax bar. And in case of hydrostatic forces on inclined surface, also the total pressure is F equals to rho g Ax bar. So the formula for total pressure for all the surfaces, either the surface is horizontal position or vertical position or the inclined position, but the total pressure acting on the surface is what? Rho g Ax bar. Correct. And second thing is what? The location of this total pressure or the position exact where exactly this total pressure is acting. So h bar we have to find out. So the for the horizontal surface, when it comes in contact with the static fluid, horizontal surface comes in contact with the static fluid. In that case, h bar or this h bar is equals to x bar, or we can say that center of pressure is coincide with the centroid of that surface or the plane. Correct. In case of vertical surface, if suppose surface is vertical, in that case h bar is what? Ig upon Ax bar plus x bar. And in case of inclined surface, h bar is what? Ig upon Ax bar sine square theta plus x bar. Correct. So this is all about what? The hydrostatic forces acting on the surface. So just we will see one or two numerical on this hydrostatic forces acting on the surface. So just give me 1 minute. So we'll start with the problem. Just give me 2 minutes only. Yeah. Yes. So we will try to solve some problems of the numerical based upon the hydrostatic forces acting on the surfaces. So before going to the numericals, so first we have to understand about what the moment of inertia, that is Ig, for the different surfaces, plane surfaces, as well as area and Cg. Correct. So I will give one table to understand, or to it will help us to solve the problem. That is what is the Ig for the rectangular surfaces, triangular surfaces, circular surfaces. So that we should know about, so that we can solve the problem. So here I will go for one table. So that is what here the plane surface, next CG from the base, because to solve this problem or to calculate h bar and f, we should know about the x bar, the position of what, the center of gravity or centroid of this one. Correct. CG or centroid from base. This is from base. Correct. Area and moment of inertia, that is what, Ig. Correct. So the first plane surface is what? First one is rectangular surface. So the rectangular surface. So here somewhere you will find the G, correct? And suppose this is B and this is D. So the first is what, the center of gravity from the base. So that is what, so this x equals to, that is what, d by 2, or we'll forget about this x or x bar, that we'll see later while solving the problem. So just the position of this G from the base is what, total d by 2. Correct. Yes. Area, obviously the area of this one is what, b into d, and mi is what, bd cube upon 12. This is very important. Correct. Yes. In some book you will find b and this is h, so it becomes what, bh cube upon 12. So deh, whatever you want you can take. Next is what, second is what, triangle. So for the triangle, so this is the triangle, and somewhere here you will find this G, correct? And suppose this distance is B and this distance is, suppose, H. So here from the base, the center of this, sorry, the distance from the base to the, this G is what, H by 3. So this is H by 3. If it is 9, so 9 by 3, that is, it becomes 3 from the base. Correct. Obviously, area of the triangle is what? Half into B into H, half BH. Correct. And the moment of inertia, that is Ig, is what? BH cube upon 36. BH cube upon 36. Correct. So that is what the rectangle, triangle. So here you will find BD cube upon 12. So B and D are the what, the length and the width of this rectangular plane surface. And here base is B for the triangle and H is the height, and the MI for this one is what, BH cube upon 36. and the CG from the base is at a distance of what? H by 3. And here area is half of B into H. Correct? Yes. So next, third is what? Now I am going for what? The circle. So for the circle, so this is what the 3 circle. Suppose the D is the diameter of the circle. So I'm going to draw here the circle. Correct? And suppose D is the diameter of the circle, and here G. So obviously the centroid from the base will be what? D by 2. Correct? Area of this one is what? Pi by 4 D square, and the moment of inertia will be what? Pi by 64 D raised to 4. Correct? Fourth one is what? Semicircle. If suppose it is semicircle like this one, so somewhere you will find here G. So from the base, so the distance of G will be what? Suppose R is the radius. So 4R by 3 pi is the distance of this G from the base. So this distance is how much? 4R by 3 pi. Obviously, the area will be what? Pi R square by 2, because pi R square is the surface area of the entire circle. Correct? And for the semicircle, it is pi r square by 2. And moment of inertia, that is Ig, about axis which is passing through G and parallel to the base. So that is nothing but what here. Remember that 0.1102 r raised to 4. Remember this one. Correct? And this one also. It is very important actually. 4r by 3 pi and 0.1102 r raised to 4 is the moment of inertia. Correct? Yes. And fifth one, that is what? The semicircle. This is the semicircle, and somewhere you will find here G. So the distance of this G from the base will be what? The same, 4r by 3 pi. Here also 4r by 3 pi, here also 4r by 3 pi. Correct? And obviously the area will be what? Pi r square upon 4, because this is the quarter portion of the circle. So divided by 4, and here you will find 0.055 r raised to 4. So this is for the semicircle. And sixth and the last one is what? Trapezium. Correct? So trapezium, so I will draw here the trapezium. So trapezium is like this one. So suppose this distance is B, this distance is suppose H, and let this distance is A, and somewhere here you will find the G. So the first thing is what? The distance of this G from the base will be what? 2a plus b divided by a plus b h by 3, correct? And area of this one is what? A plus b divided by 2 into h, and the moment of inertia is what? A square plus 4ab plus b square divided by 3b a plus b h square. Correct. If we know about the area, if we know about the distance of the g from the base, or if we know the distance of the g from the base, you can calculate the distance of this g from the free surface of the liquid, because that we want. X bar we want. X bar is what? Distance of the g from the free surface of the liquid. Correct. And we should know about what Ig, that is moment of inertia passing through the moment of inertia about the axis which is passing through what? The g or the center of the cg of the surface. Correct. So this is about what? The moment of inertia. Correct. Yes. So one problem we are going to take here. So I will write down the problem first and we will solve that problem. Correct. Yes. Yes. So one practice numerical we will take to understand the concept, and after that so numerical 1. Yes. Determine the total pressure and position of center of pressure. Determine the total pressure and position of center of pressure on an isosceles triangular plate, on an isosceles triangular plate of base 2 meter and altitude 2 meter, of base 2 meter and altitude 2 meter, is is immersed vertical in oil, immersed vertically in oil. The base of the plate coincides with the free oil surface. The base of plate coincides with the free oil surface, the free oil surface. Take specific gravity of the oil. So specific gravity of oil is equals to zero point 0.9. So here we want to find out the total pressure and the center of pressure, position of center of pressure. So I will draw the diagram here. So this is what the free surface of the liquid, and what they have mentioned, uh, the base of the plate coincide with the free oil surface. So this is the free surface of the liquid, and the base of this isosceles triangle is coincide with this one. Correct. So this is what, somewhere here G, and somewhere here you will find the center of pressure. Correct. So again the same thing, that is what here, this distance will be x bar, and this distance will be what, h bar. Correct. Yes. So we want to find out the total pressure and the center of pressure. So first we will write down the given data. That is what, base of the plate is 2 meter, altitude is 2 meter. Correct. Specific gravity of oil, 0.9. Correct. And here we want to find out what, the total pressure and position of total pressure. So here, yes, so F equals to rho GAX bar. Correct. So we don't know about this rho. So specific gravity they have given. And what is specific gravity? What is specific gravity? What is specific gravity of the fluid? Yes, please. Yes. What is specific gravity of the fluid? Yes, anyone? Mass density of the fluid divided by mass density of standard fluid. Correct. So specific gravity is given, that is 0.9, that is equals to density of this fluid, that's, this is rho. Correct. So here I can write down the space density of the fluid, and we know that mass density of the standard fluid is 1000. So this rho F equals to what, 900 kg per meter cube. Correct. Now I want to find out this force. So how to find out this force? Yes. So we know that here F equals to rho GAX bar. Correct. So rho is 900 into G is 9.81. And what about the area? Area is what? Area of the triangle is what? Half. Base is 2, height is 2 into. What about the X bar? What about the X bar? What about this X bar? This total height is 2 meter. So what is this distance? What will be this distance? We have already seen. Yes, please, anyone? Yes, am I audible?
It's okay. So am I audible to all? So what
Yes,
about
sir.
the x bar? What about the x bar? How much is this distance? That is from the free surface of the liquid to the G. That is what the center of gravity or the centroid of the surface. So what will be this distance? So already we have seen that is what in case of triangle. So the CG from the base, that is what h bar, h by 3. So here you will find this is the base actually. So this base, from this base, so h by 3 means what? This distance will be 2 by 3. Is it correct? Is it clear? Yes?
Yes, sir. H by 3.
Yes. So now it becomes what? So this is the area into 2 by 3. Correct? So when we solve this one, so we will get the total pressure F equals to 11.772 kilonewton. Correct? Now we want to find out the position of center of pressure, that is H bar. And we know that H bar is equals to Ig upon Ax bar plus X bar. So we know the X bar, we know about the, so we have to find out what the Ig. Correct. So what about the Ig in case of triangle? So that is what base into height cube upon 36. Correct. So that is equals to 2 into 2 cube upon 36. And here when we solve it, the value of Ig will be what? 0.444 meter raised to 4. So that is the value of Ig. Correct. Next is what? H bar. So H bar equals to, so this Ig is what? 0.444 divided by area. Correct. So what is the area? Half of this one is the area. So 2 get cancelled. So I will write down here half into base into height into, so this x bar. X bar is what? X bar is 2 by 3. Correct? Plus 2 by 3. So this x bar is 2 by 3. So when we solve this, we will get h bar is what? 1 meter. So the meaning of this one is what? The center of pressure from the free surface of the liquid is at a distance of 1 meter. So from this free surface of the liquid, the distance of the center of pressure is at what? 1 meter. It is at the half distance because total distance is 2 meter. Correct. So this is how, that is how we can calculate what? The H bar and the total pressure. Correct. So this is very simple problem that we have solved here. Correct. So next problem is what? Just a minute. Just give me 1 minute.
हॅलो सर माईक बंद आहे.
Now is it fine? Yes. So hinged
Yes
gate.
sir.
Yes. So this is the hinged gate you will find of length 5 meter, inclined at 30 degree with the horizontal and with water mass on its left as shown in the figure below. So here you will find this is the gate, water gate, and on the left side of this gate you will find the water. Uh, the length of this gate is 5 meter and it is inclined at 30 degree with the horizontal surface. This is the horizontal surface you will find. Correct. Obviously, density of the water they have given 1000 kg per meter cube. What we want to find out here, the minimum mass of the gate in kg per unit width perpendicular to the plane of the paper. So perpendicular to the plane of the paper, width per unit width, we want to find out the mass. How much mass will be there or how much mass of the gate is required so that it will get closed or we can keep it closed. So how much mass of that gate is required that we want to find out. Correct. So obviously it is the example of what? The inclined plane. This is what? The inclined surface. So first try to find out the total pressure and the center of pressure or H bar. Please solve it. I will give you 2 to 3 minutes. After that, I will explain you. First, try to find out the total pressure F as well as the position of center of pressure. And after that, I will explain you about how to find out the how to calculate the minimum mass of the gate is required to keep the gate closed. So that I will explain you. First, try to. This is the perfect example of what the inclined surface. This is the inclined surface. Please try to find out that one. Okay. So I will give you 2 to 3 minutes, please. This was asked in GATE 2014. Please try to solve it. Yes. Have you solved it? So I will explain you the solution. Okay. Yes. So first, yes, I will draw the free diagram of this one. So this is the gate, correct? Just a minute, I will draw. This is the gate. So the total distance is 5 meter. It is hinged here, and somewhere here we will find the G, and somewhere here it is center of pressure. So obviously this distance will be what? X bar, and this distance will be what? H bar. Correct? Yes. So this X bar and this is what? The H bar. Now we want to find out the total pressure F, and that is equals to rho G A X bar. So rho is given, area. So area, how much will be the area? How much will be the area? So area is what? This is what the plate actually. The plate is like this one. Correct. But this width we have to take as what? 1, because what they have mentioned, perpendicular to the plane of the paper per unit width. So we have to take this width as 1, which is perpendicular to the surface. So what I'm going to take here? So 5 into 1. So this distance is 5 into 1. So area will be what? The 5. Correct? Yes. And what about the X bar? So this angle is 30 degree. So obviously this angle is also what? The 30 degree. And this distance is, total distance is 5 meter. So the half distance will be 2.5 meter. Correct. And what we want this distance. Actually, we will take from this point. Correct. So this distance we want. So 2.5 sine 30 is what? X bar. 2.5 sine 30 is what? X bar, and you will get the X bar. So once you calculate the X bar and A, you can calculate the total pressure. Correct. So how much is the total pressure? How much is the total pressure? So the total pressure will be what? 613 12.5 Newton. When you calculate it, so F is 61312.5 Newton. So this is the F, correct? Now we want to find out. Now we want to find out the H bar, location H bar. So we know that H bar equals to Ig upon Ax bar sine square theta plus Ax bar. So area is 5, X bar is 2.5730, Ig. So Ig will be what? If we take this line, correct? So B into D cube upon 12. So that is the Ig. So width is what? Width is what? What is the width? D. What is D? So that is what? 5. Correct. So here 1 into 5 cube upon 12. So Ig will be, yes. So just calculate the Ig. So that is what? 10.41 meter. 10.41 meter. So this is 10.41 meter. So once you calculate the Ig, you can calculate the h bar. Put the value of Ig in this equation, you will find 1.66 meter. That is what the h bar. Now we want to find out the minimum mass of the gate required to keep the gate closed. Correct. So for that purpose, we have to consider the weight of the gate first, and we need to take moment about the hinge. Yes. So here the weight is acting W, and summation of all moments of all forces about the hinge O, suppose this is about O equals to 0. So when we take summation of moment of all forces, so there are two forces acting. Weight is acting in downward direction, and here the force or the total pressure is acting on this surface. Correct. So when we take the moment of these two forces, so what happened here? So F into, first I will take moment of this force. Correct. So when we take moment of this force into, so h bar sine 30, we need to take what? H bar sine 30. H bar upon sine 30 equals to, so now I want to take moment of this weight. So when we take moment of this weight, so moment of the weight will be what? W into 2.5 cos 30. W into 2.5 cos 30. So weight into 2.5 cos 30. So weight is what? What is weight? Mass into G into 2.5 cos 30. So this mass m equals to, when we solve this equation, so you will get the mass will be 9618.93 kg. 9618.93. 9618.93 kg. So that much amount of mass is required to keep the gate closed. So we need to take the moment of this force, these two forces, weight and the force about the hinge. We will get the mass required to keep the gate closed. Correct? Yes. So this is the end of our session number 3.